Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's time for my monthly rundown of the latest releases that have come out in September 2022. We had a rush of new releases as the brand started getting ready for Christmas, I guess. So I'm going to give you the rundown of all the new ones this month. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. I have a video like this every month, so I'll leave last month's linked down below. And I do have in-depth reviews and articles on my blog about all these perfumes and others in their ranges. And if you are a regular viewer, do check to see if you're subscribed. We're almost at that 100k mark. And as always, I'll link down below in the description box where you can buy these perfumes for UK, Europe, North America, Australia, where they're available. They're obviously brand new, so not available everywhere. So I think I'm going to start with the one which I think there's been the most hype about, which is the brand new Prada Paradoxe. This only came out a few weeks ago, and it came out when I was in Paris actually, and there were just so many billboards. It was absolutely everywhere. We've got Emma Watson as the face of the fragrance, and in the materials she's got like a pixie haircut. I think it might be a wig because she doesn't seem to have that like now. And it comes in the iconic, Prada diamond triangle shape, which is their like logo shape. So I think the bottle works really well. It's really thick. It's a good lid. As a product, I think it's really good. And I am predicting that this could be a Christmas bestseller because it does have really good lasting power as well. The first time I tried it was actually in a shop, and I sprayed it, and then all the way home, like in the car, and I could just smell it on myself, and I literally did one spray. So I was immediately impressed. It has an orange blossom in, but it also has quite a strong jasmine, and it's got amber undertones, and as it settles you really do get the amber and the jasmine, whereas the top is more fresher orange blossom with some like orangey top notes, a bit of neroli, bit of tangerine, but really what it fades to become is a amber jasmine. But it has very good lasting power, so it's like you don't feel like you're being ripped off. It is quite pricey, but I do think this will be a good seller because it's the kind of thing you can spray, you can rely on, it's not gonna like disappear after an hour. And I think it's fairly universal. You could wear it during the day, during the evening, any time of year. It might be a little bit too strong for like a hot summer's day, but I think it's an all-round like good solid release from Prada, and we haven't seen a new pillar fragrance from Prada for a very long time. I think it was Prada Candy, the last one. So it definitely Soki approved, and I predict this will do really well. Another big release this month is the new J'adore from Dior, and this perfume doesn't have any alcohol in, so it's called Parfum de eau, which I think means perfume like of water. So it uses all water instead of alcohol. Obviously lots of questions around, is it any good? Does it last? I found it lasted fine, just like a normal J'adore eau de toilette probably. It's not heavy, but it isn't rubbish. It doesn't disappear after, a few minutes. It works. And I understand that alcohol's used in perfume because it creates the change in the notes, like as the alcohol evaporates, you get the top, middle, base, whereas when there's no alcohol in, you just get flat fragrance. It doesn't change, but personally I don't mind that. The fragrance is very similar to original J'adore, very clean, floral, feminine. So I think if you like J'adore, then you'll like this scent. And if you tend to wear lighter, more eau de toilettes, then this one could be for you. I do love this white bottle, this really different. Usually they're always these sort of goldy, transparent bottles. So I love that they've gone for a different coloured bottle. So I think it's fine. It's very expensive. I got the 30ml and I think it was like £60. So it is very pricey, but I guess so's normal J'adore, and that sells well. So if you like J'adore, you'll like this. Next we have Paco Rabanne's new Fame. Lots of discussion about this very unique bottle. They have their Phantom perfume that came out for men, and I think this is like the sister of that. They're both like these robots, but it's a robot with like glasses and cowboy boots and a Paco Rabanne dress. It's very unique for sure. I think a lot of people feel that it's perhaps a bit like young and gimmicky for a perfume. But in terms of what it actually smells like, this again is a jasmine and vanilla like the Prada Paradoxe, but it also has a top note of mango, which especially at first is really noticeable. And mango isn't a fragrance note that we see used a lot, and when it is, it often is kind of dominated by other notes. Here you really do get the mango. After, you know, 10 minutes or so, the mango is kind of fading and you're getting the jasmine instead and the vanilla. But if you do like mango, I think you'll like this. And it is quite a fun fragrance. I can imagine like young girls liking this scent. So it's definitely not taking itself seriously, the scent or the bottle. I did find the lasting power was quite good. It's an eau de parfum. So it's not a rubbish lasting power, but I think the bottle will be a real divider for people. We have the 4th version of YSL Libre Le Parfum. So this is the strongest version so far, stronger than the Eau de Parfum Intense. And you've got your original Libre lavender, orange blossom, vanilla, honey, but what's new here is a hint of saffron, and there's quite a gingery top note. So it does remind me of the Intense version, but it's stronger. It's not as feminine floral as original Libre. The orange blossom is quite dominant in original Libre, whereas here the lavender, the saffron, the darker notes are more dominant. So it's definitely like a winter perfume for sure. It's good for lasting, it's really concentrated, and I think it will be a success. I think if you like Libre, original or intense, you'll definitely like this. And if you want to just mix it up a little bit for the winter, then this could be good, and then go back to normal Libre in the summer and Libre Eau de Toilette, which is my favorite, which is a really orangey orange blossom. Next, we have the latest from Jimmy Choo, their I Want Choo Forever. So this is a cherry fragrance, kind of along the same lines as the new Kayali Love Fest Burning Cherry. But this one also has a dominant rose note. So it's a cherry and a rose. So it's very feminine, but you really do get that sour cherry and a warm almond and a warm tonka bean as well. So definitely wintry, a winter rose with all that cherry. So it's sweet, it's definitely good for like wearing in the evenings. It's quite sexy and it's good for lasting as well. It's an eau de parfum. So I like this, and if you like cherry perfumes, I think you'll like this too. We have a new Britney Spears Fantasy. There seems to be about 3 or 4 coming out each year of Fantasy. This one is reminiscent of original Fantasy in that it has that cupcake fragrance note. But alongside that, you've got lots of fruity notes, peach, apricot, and osmanthus. But really that cupcake note is the main thing that I get. That kind of like a vanilla icing really reminds me of original Fantasy. So if you like original Fantasy, I think you'll like this new Naked Fantasy. But it's not as strong and good for lasting as some of her other recent releases have been. It is an eau de toilette. But yeah, if you like original, you'll like Naked Fantasy. And then finally, we have a new one from Miller Harris called their Marcia Muse. This is a warm, sexy evening winter perfume. It's a vegan eau de parfum. You've got a rose, patchouli, rum fragrance, reminds me of like a jazz club, vanilla, quite a bit of benzoin, and there's a hint of a strawberry in here, but it's not sweet, it's not fruity sweet. It's more like a vanilla cocktail rum sweetness, and very strong and good for lasting, so it could be relied on a night out. Also quite classy, I think, as well. So if you're looking for something really different that doesn't really smell like anything else, a niche fragrance, this new one from Miller Harris is definitely something that's, you know, might get people asking you what you're wearing and stuff. It's quite unique. Cool, so those are my rundown of all the new releases I've managed to get my hands on this month. Let me know any others that you want me to review. I'll be getting as many of the new releases as I can, continuing on. Of course, every month. I know Burberry Elixir I'm trying to get hold of. I know there's a Versace Dylan Purple, but I asked the brand about that. They said it's not coming out till next year. So yeah, so I'll keep looking out for new releases and get them for you. And of course, my Perfume Empress will be coming out in a matter of weeks now. So you can pre-order it. 10% off is applied at checkout because it's a pre-order. It's vegan, cruelty-free. Click the link below and you can read all about it. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.